Hello, dear viewers of the TV Days Drama Digest channel. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of drama, intrigue, and jaw-dropping revelations centered around one of our favorite characters, the enigmatic Gwen. Her return to the spotlight has sent shockwaves through the storyline, and we're here to unpack every delicious detail. From stolen necklaces to unexpected alliances, Gwen's reappearance is nothing short of explosive. Will she return Julie's cherished necklace? What does her newfound wealth mean for her future? And just how will her tangled relationships shake up the lives of those around her? Let's get into it. A grand entrance that stopped hearts. Picture this: a sun-drenched afternoon, the air buzzing with the excitement of an Independence Day celebration. The crowd is lively, flags are waving, and the scent of barbecued ribs and cotton candy fills the air. Julie, ever the poised and elegant figure, is mingling with the townsfolk, her signature smile masking the quiet ache in her heart. For months, she's been haunted by the loss of her grandmother's necklace, a family heirloom, a delicate gold chain adorned with a single, shimmering sapphire that held memories of love, loss, and legacy. It was stolen, or so she thought, in a moment of betrayal that left her reeling. Enter Gwen. The moment is electric. Chad, Julie's confidant and occasional sparring partner, is mid-conversation with her when he drops a bombshell. "You won't believe who's back," he says, his voice low, almost conspiratorial. Julie's brow furrows, her curiosity piqued. Before she can press him further, the crowd parts like the Red Sea, and there she is, Gwen, striding forward with the confidence of a queen reclaiming her throne. Her auburn hair catches the sunlight, her tailored dress hugs her curves, and her eyes gleam with a mix of mischief and determination. The murmurs around her grow silent as all eyes turn to the woman who has always been a force of nature. Gwen's lips curve into a sly smile as she approaches Julie. "Happy Independence Day, darling," she purrs, her voice dripping with charm. And then, in a move that sends a collective gasp through the crowd, her fingers brush against the necklace dangling at Julie's throat. Not just any necklace, the necklace. The one Julie had mourned, the one she thought was lost forever. Julie's eyes widen, her breath catching as her hand flies to the sapphire pendant. Her heart pounds so loudly she's sure everyone can hear it. The necklace, her grandmother's priceless heirloom, is back, but how? And why is Gwen, of all people, the one standing before her, smirking as if she holds all the answers? The necklace, a symbol of secrets. Let's rewind for a moment to understand the weight of this moment. The necklace isn't just a piece of jewelry, it's a symbol of Julie's past, her family's history, and her own resilience. Passed down through 3 generations, it was her grandmother's most treasured possession, a gift from a long-lost love during a time of war. Julie had worn it on her wedding day, through tearful goodbyes, and during moments of quiet reflection. Its loss had been a wound that refused to heal, a reminder of trust broken and promises shattered. The last time Julie saw the necklace, it was during a heated confrontation with Gwen, months ago, in the dimly lit backroom of a local antique shop. Gwen, ever the schemer, had been desperate for cash, her life a constant tightrope walk between survival and ambition. Rumors swirled that she'd taken the necklace, perhaps to pawn it for a quick buck, but Gwen had vanished before Julie could confront her. The betrayal stung, not just because of the necklace's value, but because Julie had once considered Gwen a friend, or at least, a complicated ally. Now, Gwen's return raises more questions than answers. How did she get the necklace? Did she steal it, as Julie suspected, or is there a deeper story at play? And why return it now in such a public, theatrical fashion? The crowd watches, breathless, as Julie's fingers tremble against the sapphire. Gwen's eyes lock onto hers, and for a moment, the world narrows to just the two of them. "You thought you'd lost it forever, didn't you?" Gwen says softly, her voice carrying a hint of something: regret, perhaps? Or is it triumph? A compelling storyline unfolds. Actress Emily O'Brien, who brings Gwen to life with a magnetic blend of vulnerability and cunning, has teased that this storyline is one for the ages. It's a very compelling arc, O'Brien shared in a recent interview, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Gwen's return is about more than just a necklace. It's about redemption, power, and the choices we make when everything's on the line. I'm thrilled to explore this side of her. O'Brien's enthusiasm is infectious, and it's clear that Gwen's reappearance is set to shake up the status quo. But the necklace is only part of the drama. Gwen's return coincides with a tangled web of relationships that threaten to unravel the delicate balance of the town. There's her complicated history with Julie, of course, but the plot thickens with the arrival of Xander, the brooding bad boy with a heart of gold, or so he claims. In a moment that set social media ablaze, Gwen and Xander shared a passionate kiss under the glow of fireworks, their chemistry undeniable. The lip lock sent shockwaves through the community, particularly for EJ, Julie's on-again, off-again love interest, who watched from the shadows with a clenched jaw and a storm brewing in his eyes. EJ's reaction hints at a larger conflict. His history with Gwen is fraught with betrayal and unspoken longing, and her return threatens to reopen old wounds. Is Gwen back to stir up trouble, or is she genuinely seeking a fresh start? The necklace, it seems, is just the tip of the iceberg. As O'Brien hinted, Gwen's coming back with a bang, and no one's going to see it coming. A woman transformed by wealth. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Gwen's return is the rumor that she's no longer the scrappy, scheming woman we once knew. For years, Gwen has clawed her way through life, fighting for every penny, every opportunity, every scrap of power. Her schemes were legendary: blackmail, manipulation, even the occasional con, but they were born of necessity, a survival instinct honed by years of hardship. Now, whispers abound that Gwen has come into money. A lot of money. Enough to change her life, and her personality, forever. Imagine Gwen, once a woman who counted every dime, now draped in designer clothes, her every step radiating confidence. The townsfolk can't help but notice the change. Her old thrift store jackets have been replaced by tailored blazers, her scuffed boots swapped for sleek stilettos. There's a new air about her, a sense of control that makes even her enemies pause. But wealth doesn't erase the past, and Gwen's history of scheming looms large. Has she truly changed, or is this newfound fortune just another tool in her arsenal? The idea of a wealthy Gwen opens up a world of possibilities. Will she use her money to right old wrongs, starting with returning Julie's necklace? Or is this all part of a grander plan, one that will leave the town reeling? For a woman who has spent her life fighting for survival, the prospect of financial freedom is both liberating and dangerous. As O'Brien put it, we're going to see a whole new side of Gwen, one that's unpredictable, powerful, and maybe even a little vulnerable. The necklace dilemma: will she or won't she? The burning question on everyone's mind is this: will Gwen return the necklace to Julie for good? On the surface, it seems like a simple act of restitution. After all, she presented it to Julie in front of a crowd, a gesture that could be seen as an olive branch. But with Gwen, nothing is ever straightforward. Her history of manipulation suggests there's more to the story. Is the necklace a peace offering or a calculated move in a larger game? And what does Julie want? To reclaim her heirloom, or to uncover the truth behind its disappearance? Julie's reaction to the necklace's return is a mix of relief and suspicion. She clutches the sapphire pendant, her fingers tracing its familiar contours, but her eyes never leave Gwen's face. "Why now?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Gwen's smile doesn't waver, but there's a flicker of something in her eyes: guilt, perhaps, or defiance. "Because it's time," she replies cryptically, before turning and disappearing into the crowd. The tension between the two women is palpable, a silent battle of wills that promises more drama to come. Julie's not the only one with questions. Chad, ever the observer, watches from the sidelines, his mind racing with possibilities. Xander, still reeling from his kiss with Gwen, wonders if he's been drawn into something bigger than he realized. And EJ, brooding and calculating, is already plotting his next move. The necklace, it seems, is a catalyst for a storm that's been brewing for years. A town on the edge. Gwen's return has set the stage for a collision of egos, secrets, and long-buried truths. The Independence Day celebration, meant to be a moment of unity, has instead exposed the fault lines running through the town. Old alliances are tested, new rivalries emerge, and the question of Gwen's true intentions hangs heavy in the air. Is she a changed woman ready to make amends? Or is she the same Gwen, playing a dangerous game with higher stakes? As the fireworks fade and the crowd disperses, one thing is clear: Gwen's grand entrance has changed everything. The necklace, the kiss, the whispers of wealth, it's all part of a storyline that's as compelling as it is unpredictable. We'll have to wait and see what Gwen does next, but one thing's for sure: this is only the beginning. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Will Gwen return the necklace to Julie for good, or is she holding on to it for reasons we can't yet fathom? Will her wealth transform her into a new woman, or is it just a new weapon in her arsenal? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.